you can become a brand new person, the person that you want to become, if you know how to shift identities. And in this video, I'm going to show you how to master your ego so that way you can begin to consciously shift identities. The ego is the part of your mind that's constantly trying to protect you. It was formed when you were a child, when you were young, because you didn't know how to be there for yourself. So your mind comes up with this thing called the ego, and it's there always trying to constantly protect you from more stress, more emotional damage that you get from being yourself and then just getting spat out by people, by your parents, by the teachers, and just being constantly rejected for being yourself. And eventually your ego just protects you from all that. It makes you shrink, and it kind of puts you in this little box so that way you're not moving past or moving more towards that damage, that rejection, that fear of failure, that horrible feelings that you felt as a little kid. It's trying to protect you from all those. And eventually, the ego becomes that thing that's trying to control you all the time. It's trying to just shrink you so that way you don't move past that. And that becomes a problem. It doesn't want you to go through painful experiences anymore. And you are not allowed to be more of yourself, because being more of yourself to your ego means hurt. It means pain. It means suffering. It means all these bad things that you associate with being yourself or being an individual or whatever. So it keeps you stuck inside your mind, always reminding you that if you become more of who you're meant to be, then you are going to feel X, Y, and Z. So it keeps you stuck in that loop of memories, bad memories. As you begin to move forward in life, you begin to experience a whole bunch of variety of experiences, good or bad. And within those experiences, there is some kind of emotion. And those emotions, they come with beliefs eventually. They build beliefs inside of your mind, and those beliefs stacked onto one another, they create an identity that feels real to you, and you call it to be true, and you call that to be true for you. And eventually your mind will begin, or your ego will begin to protect that identity. So that way you're acting consistently and you're being protected. So once you have gained enough momentum within a belief, that eventually becomes your identity. That experience that you get, that emotional experience that you get within a belief, eventually becomes an identity that your ego comes and begins to protect. As it begins to protect your identity, your new formed identity, it'll begin to protect it at all costs. And if you were to try to move past that identity or become someone else that is not that identity, the thing that's going to happen is you're going to begin to self-sabotage yourself, which all it is, self-sabotage, all it is your ego trying to protect you from not moving too far from your identity. It's trying to keep you within your identity so you don't get hurt again. That's its job. It's trying to protect you. So your ego will make self-sabotage in order for you to come back to your current identity. And it also replay old bad memories that created your identity to that, so that way you can stay in that identity. It'll do anything it can so that way you stay to be the person that is the most familiar, which is the identity created by the experiences from the beliefs that you experienced. Now, this is the part where most people on YouTube don't really touch on as much. So I'm gonna try to touch on it a little bit more, and that is loosening the identity, the grip on your identity, the ego's grip on your identity. So the ego guards your identity because, again, it wants to protect you. It doesn't want you to move past your identity because that's unfamiliar territory. That's scary. It could hurt you. It could, it needs to protect you. So in order for you to release the ego's grip on your identity so you can begin to identity shift, you are going to have to begin to love your ego accept everything that comes inside your mind, so that way everything is nice and just accepted. Nice and accepted. There's this inner harmony that goes on. And as you begin to love yourself, the ego, the part of you that needed love and acceptance, it'll begin to loosen its grip on you. And one thing that will begin to happen after time goes on of you accepting and just loving everything about you, your ego, your thoughts, your memories, whatever, is you'll begin to trust yourself more. And as you begin to trust yourself more, that's when your ego will begin to release you little by little, gradually. It'll release the grip on your identity, and it'll begin to trust you enough so that way you can begin to create a whole new identity with less or no fight at all. And that's what you want. You don't want to begin to fight with yourself, always having that inner turmoil inside of you. That's not what you want. You want to make this like a nice smooth process with that inner harmony of self-trust inside of you. And once you begin to loosen the ego's grip on your identity, you'll have this awareness. And with that awareness, you can begin to become anybody you want. Choose to be yourself. If you choose to be yourself, things will just come out just better than you expected. You'll have more energy because it's more freeing to be yourself. It's low effort to be yourself. It's actually more effort to be someone else. But when you're yourself, you drop all these false things that are not meant for you to hold on to, and you begin to just be yourself. You begin to feel high on life, on your own essence. And you just feel good. Like you wake up good. You feel like you're going to go on a field trip every time you wake up. Your dreams are always in the back of your mind, calling you, telling you, hey, like, I'm here, go for it. Your imagination begins to brighten up because now you're thinking thoughts that are meant for you. And life just becomes so much more fun. And with that energy that'll come from being yourself, you'll begin to actually move towards the things that you want to move towards. Because now you have the energy to do so. You have the energy to try out new things, to be more of yourself, to expand yourself, to grow. So be yourself. The whole point of this video is to master your ego, release its grip on you, on your identity, so that way you can choose to be yourself. And you can be yourself. Like that's like one of the greatest things you can ever do. Like I'm being myself right now and it feels awesome. It's kind of scary, but it feels awesome. So you shift at the speed of trust. When creating your identity, choose to be yourself.